guys, it's Jessica from Goodwin's Farm 207. I know we've been saying for a while we would get some videos of us training the puppies, the two girls that we ended up keeping. And I apologize it hasn't happened today yet. Training dogs, taking care of animals, all the stuff we've had kind of going on this year has been kind of crazy. And filming on top of it just hasn't really been a priority, but I am going to try to get that done for you guys. The other thing is it's a little different this go around too. These puppies have just honestly been pretty good. One of the things I wanted to mention is livestock guardian dogs. I've never had to train a livestock guardian dog how to guard animals, meaning that they typically know how to bark, they know how to scare off predators, they know how to hunt predators, things of that nature. What I have had to train them on, and I've got Annie here and Remy's in the background and Kimber's over there, which is why I keep looking away. What I have had to train them on is basic obedience of sit, stay, settle, down is a big one. And, you know, their name, recall, things like that. I was hoping to work on recall today, showing you kind of how I do that. Unfortunately, the dogs love me, so the second I'm out here, they're kind of right with me. They also think it means food time, but it doesn't. But as you can tell, you know, Annie's kind of not minding her manners. She's jumping up. That's not something that I want. That, although that is normal for a puppy, especially at this stage, they're 6 months old, to try to jump to get your attention, especially when I have siblings. I do not recommend getting siblings unless you've had siblings before. One thing to keep in mind with the siblings is you've got to make sure you have time to train them separately, because although some people say sibling syndrome's not a thing, it absolutely can be a thing for not just working dogs, but dogs in general. I don't know what it is about that. I mean, I guess human babies are the same way though too. Everybody's got that middle child syndrome here, but anyway, these are the two girls, and hopefully they will cooperate and I'll be able to show you a little bit. Annie, down. Sit. Okay, so I do have a very strict, they have to sit to be loved on policy. I don't allow jumping on humans because these are going to be huge dogs. And although I know they're playing, I still wouldn't want them to knock a kid over or a baby goat kid either. So jumping is definitely not allowed. When you are training livestock guardian dogs is a lot of patience. So I know we talked a little bit about some of the poultry training we did a little while ago. These girls have been doing amazing with that. I was kind of not hoping that they would need a little bit more guidance, but they kind of just took to it. I will say, training dogs, puppies, when you already have an adult dog that's trained or multiple adult dogs that's trained is so much easier than trying to train your first puppy. So if you do have your first puppy and you're getting a little frustrated, just know that it's a lot of upfront work, but once they're trained, it's much easier to train the next one. Kimber, sit. Annie's got it. Kimber's got it. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah, sit is very important to teach them. Some people like to use hand symbols. Most people do use some type of hand command, whether they realize it or not. A lot of trainers will do this. I always just point. It's just kind of second nature for me. Again, Annie's being good. She's being very calm. This is kind of the behavior I want to see. Kimber is following me around because she really wants love. So here she is sitting. Good job. And as most of you know, I start working on sit, stay, come when they're still puppies, very young puppies, before they even are old enough to go to their homes. And the reason for that is because, as you can see, although they're only 6 months old, these girls are already they're already quite large, and they were actually smaller ones out of the litter too. So one of their brothers, before he went home around 4.5 months old, was already almost 60 pounds. So these dogs are quite large. You really want them to be manageable. That's why I put a lot of work and effort into them when they're little puppies. working on the sit and the come and the down. This is what I want to see. They're walking very calmly. They're kind of following me around. They're not jumping. They're not running up to me. They're not being all crazy, which is exactly what I want. And here's Mama. Here's Remy. Most of you know her. She's an absolute dream of a livestock guardian dog. Yeah. Billy Wubs. She's done a lot of the training. I would love to take credit for that, but she's done most of the hard work as far as training them on how to be around the livestock. Now, let me just say they are only 6 months old, so there's a long ways to go before they are what I call completely solid, proven dogs. I like to see a dog that's 2 years old and has all of the traits that I would like, including no nuisance barking, before I actually declare, okay, this dog is 100% sound. I don't think I will have any issues with the puppies that we have, just because they have been amazing from day one, but you know, still waiting for that rebellious teenage phase to kick in. It can be different for all dogs. Some dogs it's literally 2 days, other dogs it can be a couple months, and that gets pretty trying. And then they're kind of just following me around, including Remy. Today we're just going to work on how to be calm dogs, because normally they get distracted or run after something by now, and they're not. So today we're working on sit and calmness, I guess. No paws. That's kind of a Great Pyrenees thing, putting their paws on you. If you want to allow that, that's up to you. Personally, I'm fine with it on a limited basis, as long as it's gentle, because their nails can get pretty sharp and their paws are pretty heavy. So these good girls here, they're good girls. They're just kind of waiting to see if I have treats. Nope. Now I'm going to ignore them for a minute and see how they behave, because I don't want them to just be good when I'm patting them. I want them to know that they need to be good all the time. Obviously, they're not going to get any loves or praise if they are not being gentle and calm, but I also, again, it's good to just sit out here and see how they respond when you aren't paying attention to them. I'm going to see if I can get Mike to call them to the other side of the pasture. Just so I can work on that recall a little bit. Like I said, sometimes dogs just don't want to cooperate. There's Annie. She's a little ways off, but she's coming without even calling her at this point. She's kind of... Now you'll notice Remy perked up first and started running. That is not her charging after something run. That is her, you know, I heard something, I need to go investigate it. So let me see if I can call him back. I gotta apologize for all the mess. If you have livestock guardian dogs, you know they love to drag things out. I swear this was cleaned up, and they've got it all dragged out again, because it's just, some people call it pie piles, Great Pyrenees piles, but Anatolian Shepherds do it too. So let's call them and see if they respond. Come here, puppies! Remy, Kimber, Annie, come on, puppies! Nope, there they come. Annie, Kimber, there comes Remy. Perfect. That's exactly what. That's the kind of recall I want. Oh, Annie, sit. A little anxious, but want him to come over. I want him to be calm. Kimber's kind of giving you a good example. She just came up, put her head on my lap. Annie got a little jumpy, but that's Annie. She's got a little bit more personality than the other ones. That's okay though. She's a sweetheart. She's just a little more excitable at times. One thing I do recommend with any dogs, whether they're livestock guardian dogs or just your house pets, If you call your dog over to you and it's only for something that's not fun, your dog is not going to come to you. Treats are great if your dog is treat motivated. Praise is great if your dog is praise motivated. But if you're calling your dog over to you just to lock them in their crate to go off to work for the day, they're not going to come to you. Same with livestock guardian dogs. If you call them over to you and it's boring and you've got nothing excitable, then they're probably, it's gonna be a little harder to work on recall. I typically will start with a long lead, let them get to the end of it, call them, pull them back if I need to, so that they can see that they get a reward, whether it's praise or a treat, and then start continue on from that. They're at the stage right now where I'm off leash working with them, except for leash training, obviously. That's one I need to do a little better with. They've done pretty good with it, but I need to step up my game probably with that, because I don't really keep my dogs on leashes because, as you can see, even at a young age, they have a pretty good recall. Annie has gone back out of sight, so I do want to try calling her back now that there is nothing out front that's exciting. There's no person out there, and see how well she does coming back. Annie, come here, puppy, 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 puppy. Annie, come. Annie! Come here, puppy, 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 puppy! Here she comes. As you can tell, I kind of have a farmer call for them, but I'm loud. They can hear it. They know this means come. She did much better being calm. All right, Kimber, stop being jealous. No. She did much better not jumping on me when she came back. That's what I want to see. Because again, you don't want your dogs to just come running back at you and jump on you, especially when these dogs are going to be 100 pounds or more. That's knock you right over, especially in the winter around here where it's icy and cold. But I don't know if that was helpful for you guys. Hopefully you got some information that was helpful for you. I apologize, it was a little chaotic and we've been a little late getting these videos up for you. I will try to do one on leash training because I do need to do some of that later this week. But if you like this video, you found it helpful, if there's anything specific, questions you have, please comment them below. Just as always, keep it respectful. This is a family channel, and thank you for watching.